Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 12 News this first Sunday of 2023. I'm Brenda Matudi. Two Southeast Texas parents rang in the new year at the hospital celebrating the newest addition to their family. Dawson Reed Taylor is now the first baby to be born at CHRISTUS St. Elizabeth's this year. He was born at 1:03 a.m. to Casey and Thomas Taylor, weighing in around 6 pounds 7 ounces and measuring 19.75 inches tall. Dr. Peter Nell and nurses Taylor Brownlee, Lindsay Theriot, and Jessica Farrell all helped deliver the baby boy. Our family at 12 News wishes these parents the best, and we hope baby Dawson is doing well tonight. All right, we're wrapping up 2022. This year brought its own spectrum of emotions and events to Southeast Texas. Throughout all this, our 12 News crews work to capture stories that matter to you, from Power City to crime and Golden Triangle growth. Tonight, we're wrapping up our 2022 recap with the most read people stories. Now, these are stories about you guys, your neighbors, and the inspiring people all around us. 12 News reporter Cameron Seibert takes a look back.
Here at 12 News, our motto is putting Southeast Texas first. And in 2022, we told countless stories of how Southeast Texans were putting each other first as well. In January, an 11-year-old boy from Jasper defied a rare heart defect and followed his dream of being an actor. After being told he might never walk, Andrew Thomas earned a spot as one of the top 10 performers in a Discovery Spotlight audition.
That you can't do this and you can't do that. Don't be negative, always be positive.
In February, a father in Lumberton opened up about the hardest decision of his life, honoring the choice of his 15-year-old daughter to donate her organs after a serious crash left her brain dead. That donation saved the life of 5 other people.
The greatest hero I never knew was my organ donor, Courtney Sterling, who saved my life. And because of her selfless yes and Michael's selfless yes.
In May, a singer from Tyler, Texas made the final 5 of American Idol. He sang his original song about summers spent on Bolivar Peninsula.
But I still dream about the ocean.
There's not a person that I've talked to who's listened to that song that it doesn't resonate with them in some way. Those lyrics, whether they're from Southeast Texas or not, it has a really special connection.
Months later,
we are here waiting for the legend herself, the icon, Kim Cruz.
Woodville welcomed home their own local star. Kim Cruz was a top 10 finisher on The Voice. And in October, Southeast Texas said goodbye to 12 News Daybreak anchor Nick Canizales. He signed off at the same place where he started his career in broadcast journalism 20 years ago. Those are the stories that Southeast Texans connected with the most, and we look forward to more inspiring people stories in 2023. Cameron Seibert, 12 News.
All new at 10, a Beaumont man is in jail accused of trying to rob a Dollar General store on New Year's Eve. Beaumont police received a call about a robbery around 8:30 last night. Officers arrived after they say this man, 54-year-old Derek Durain Jones, tried to rob the dollar store on Gulf Street. According to police, Jones pistol whipped the store clerk with an airsoft pistol, then forced her to show him where the store kept their money. BPD arrived shortly after. Jones is now charged with aggravated robbery, evading, and resisting arrest. Police say Jones is also a suspect in at least one other robbery in Beaumont. His bond tonight is set at $100,000. All right, let's turn things over to the storm trackers and a check of your forecast. You're getting a live view over Orange. It doesn't matter where you slice it. It's going to be foggy. We're seeing a lot of fog across Southeast Texas. And soon we're going to see some showers. Let's get to Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn. He joins us with a better picture of all of this darkness we're seeing out there.
Yeah, it looks like the dense fog advisory will hold through tomorrow morning. Right now, we're focusing on what's going to happen tomorrow and tomorrow night. Looks like a slight risk of severe weather. Not expecting to be widespread, but a couple storms could be severe. Biggest threat, I think, out of this is the potential for damaging wind, but also heavy rainfall. There is going to be a flash flood watch or flood watch in effect for tomorrow for Southeast Texas, and we're expecting 1 to 3, possibly more inches across the area. Very mild. Look at this. At this late hour, we're around 70 degrees. Normally our high is 64 degrees, so we're good 5-6 degrees above normal. And look at that fog. Pretty low across Southeast Texas, and we're expecting it to stick around through tomorrow morning. Looks like Jefferson, Orange, Southern Jasper, Southern Newton counties under a dense fog advisory. So fairly quiet in the morning, some showers as we head towards noontime. Still not a lot, but by mid-afternoon things ramp up across the area. Could see a break before more showers and storms develop late tomorrow night. So there is your hour-by-hour forecast from 6 a.m. to noon to 6 p.m. and then midnight tomorrow night. We get that second round of showers and storms. Again, could be severe. We'll talk more about that shortly on 12 News.
All right, thanks so much, Patrick. Well, new year, new gig. Several newly elected officials wasted no time in taking their oath of office today. Familiar faces gathered at the Orange County Courthouse this afternoon, including County Judge John Gauthier, Precinct 4 Commissioner Robert Viator, Precinct 2 Justice of the Peace Chad Jenkins, and many others. Ann Reid was officially sworn in as District Clerk after longtime incumbent Vicki Edgerly retired. Chris Sowell took the oath as Precinct 2 County Commissioner. He replaces Teresa Adams Beauchamp. Sowell tells 12 News he's ready to get to work.
I've just really been able to try and make a difference in the community, trying to help people out in their daily lives and help drainage and get the roads a little bit better.
All right, Sowell says he's excited to work with other county officials who he says all have very positive attitudes. Across the nation, New Year celebrations in New York ended with violence after 3 NYPD officers were brutally attacked near Times Square. Now, a man using a machete charged at several officers just before midnight. Police say 19-year-old Trevor Bickford attacked 3 officers. One suffered a severe cut in his head. A second suffered a skull fracture. Bickford was eventually shot in the shoulder by another police officer. He has no prior arrests, but the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force had looked into him before after reported concerns from relatives.
Unprovoked, a 19-year-old male approached an officer and attempted to strike him over the head with a machete. The male then struck 2 additional officers in the head with the machete.
All 3 officers were released from the hospital earlier this evening. Right now, authorities are investigating whether Bickford was inspired by radical Islamic extremism. All new tonight, 1 person is dead and 9 others injured after someone shot up a New Year's party over in downtown Mobile, Alabama. Hundreds of people gathered to watch fireworks and listen to a concert when shortly after 11 p.m. shots went off. Officials say a 24-year-old man died. Others injured ranged in age from 17 to 57. 2 businesses were also hit by gunfire. Authorities believe the shootings may be gang-related. The flu spread throughout the U.S. harder and faster than normal this year, but experts say it appears to be slowing down. According to new CDC data, less people are being admitted to the hospital for flu. The number of hospitalizations dropped for the 3rd week in a row across the U.S. Almost 19,000 people were in the hospital being treated for flu last week, but that's down from the season high of 26,000 the week after Thanksgiving. We're learning new details tonight about the University of Idaho accused murderer. 28-year-old Brian Koberger will waive his extradition hearing to get him to Idaho quicker, where he's being charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and burglary. Now, police believe Koberger broke into a home with the intention of killing 4 university students. They say DNA evidence has played a big part in their investigation. But now, in spite of this new information, police say the break in the case cannot mask the pain being felt still throughout the community.
These tragic murders took 4 young, vibrant lives from our community. Nothing we do can bring them back. The only thing that we can do in law enforcement to honor their memories that we know of is to bring this to a successful conclusion.
Koberger was a doctoral student studying criminal justice at Washington State. That's just 9 miles away from Moscow, Idaho, where the 4 victims lived.